let's get this first topic out there because I think a lot of people want to know a little bit more in-depth detail about this particular topic. Looks like the Los Angeles Lakers were purchased a few days ago by Mark Walter, billionaire. Mark Walter owns the Los Angeles Dodgers, and he has several other major investments in different, industries that has made him a fortune. And, it couldn't have gotten better, and it couldn't have been a better situation that Mark Walter stepped up to the plate and purchased this team from Jeannie Buss and the Buss family. Because it looks like what Jerry Buss did, who is Dr. Jerry Buss, who owned the team initially, he had a trust. Basically, he had everything into a trust where all of the kids had to vote basically on selling the team, and it had to be a majority vote. So with that said, it looks...
But he also keep it in the family.
Exactly.
That's the crazy part.
That's why he did it. Yeah, that's why he did it. Keep it in the family. But money...
Yeah, they wanted to keep it in the family. But it looks like James Buss, who was Jerry Buss's son, wanted to sell the team earlier, deciding voting. She decided not to vote to sell the team at that time. So whatever changed her heart and changed her mind, maybe she's tired, I don't know. But, I think it just seemed to me that $10 billion was a little bit on the low end of what the Lakers would be valued at. Because, when we value these franchises, it looks like in sports, Dallas Cowboys, to me, look like the most expensive franchise in sports. Now, I'm pretty sure that, it's something to prove that different. But in the meantime of that, I would think the Lakers at least would have been up around anywhere between 10 to 15 billion dollars, but they got 10 billion. So they'll be able to split that amongst all of the kids, which is going to set all of them straight forever. Because most of his kids are like in their 50s or at least 50s or 60s. Right.
Because if Magic's like going into his late 60s, so Jeannie got to be at least late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah, man. If you look at
those friends when they were young,
when you look at what Dr. Buss paid for that, they've been straight forever, bro. I mean, they've been rich for. He got that team, and if I can remember correctly, in 1970, and here it is, 2025. He paid little or nothing if you think dollars for that team, and now it's worth $10 billion. They got $10 billion for it. Man, each one of them a couple billion dollars out of that sale.
I mean, technically, they say they bought for like $66 million.
$67.5 million. Dr. Buss bought that.
Right now you think yes, not exactly. Point well taken. And they're going to wind up with billions of dollars for something that didn't even cost $1 billion. And now you walk with several billions as a split. That's a turnover,
that's
bro.
A massive amount of money paying for anyone. And Najee wasn't very far off with Jeannie Buss's age. It looks like she's 63 years old. And I think James, I want to say James Buss is not very far off with his age. Because and all of his other kids, I'm pretty sure they're different ages and different age brackets. I don't know specifically the age of all of his kids, but it looks as though all of them are going to be straight. They're going to be financially straight.
One thing they wanted to do also, DC, when they was talking about ever selling that team, they wanted to give it to, sell it to somebody who they was familiar with. And
exactly.
Of course, the good reason that by Magic being a part of that organization that bought that team from them, they felt comfortable with selling it to him because they know it was going to be in good hands to sell it to Magic and his organization. Plus, they already own the Dodgers too, so they keeping all that thing right in the city of Los Angeles. So it's just a beautiful thing for them, man.
And Mark Walter is a class act. He has an investment group, and Magic is part of that investment group. And I mean, it's just a classy, the guy's got a classy organization. I mean, when it comes to diversity, if you look at how the Dodgers make up it on the baseball field, and then you go to their front office, and then you go to, behind the scenes of all the personnel that's within the Dodgers organization, it's amazing how Mark Walter has really parlayed all of that into a very classy franchise. It's a winning franchise, because a lot of times that formula doesn't always work balance-wise. That formula, sometimes if you have a very good organization and you're treating people right, it doesn't always equate to winning. But his formula has equated to winning, because the Dodgers has been constantly in the playoffs, and then they won the World Series in 2020, which was COVID year, where they had to play it in one particular location. They ended up winning it in Texas, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And then they just won it last year. And I could see them getting back this year. It's only maybe a team or two that might stand in their way, but I don't see it, because Shohei Ohtani is going to start pitching again. And I think he's already into the rotation of pitching. So once he starts to pitch again, they can bring him in as a closer anytime. But getting back to Mark Walter and the organization, I am so encouraged that Mark Walter brought Magic Johnson in as a partner in this thing, because I mean, Magic Johnson has done so much for the Black community, and Magic Johnson has done so much for the city of Los Angeles. I mean, he's provided jobs, he's invested in properties here that could help people, and he's done just such an amazing job when it came to him representing Los Angeles like it should be represented, from a professional athlete who is a legendary professional athlete like Magic Johnson. So with this purchase, it served notice to Rob Pelinka, who is the current general manager. You might better be cleaning your office out. I'm serious. You might better be getting all of your desk work in your office cleaned out, if it's not already cleaned out at the end of the season, because I do not see Rob Pelinka returning with that team since that team has changed hands. I really do not see it. I'll get both of you guys' opinion and input on that. And listen, let me square one thing before I turn it over to you guys. Rob Pelinka is not a bad guy. Rob Pelinka has done a damn good job. Rob Pelinka helped them win in 2020.